Peace. This is Brother Hatim, and you have joined us on Giami Journey Radio. Be sure to check out our site and subscribe at tribe.giamijourney.com.
All my brothers and sisters, hold hands and bow your heads. Let us pray. God standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth amongst the gods. How long will you judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? I say, defend the poor and the fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and the needy. Deliver the poor and needy. Rid them out of the hand of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of court. I have said, ye are God, and all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men, and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O God, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. Allahu Akbar.
This is Kadar Franks, and you are now listening to the Giami Journey Radio.
Keep up with the journey. Check out what we have done in the past. Go to journeyarchives.com.
This is Adnan Sheik, aka Ace, live from Shisha Lounge, and you are now listening to Giami Journey Radio.
Be sure to follow Giami Journey on Facebook, Google Plus, and Twitter. Check us out. Join the journey.
This is Adnan Sheik, aka Ace, live from Shisha Lounge, and you are now listening to Giami Journey Radio.
You are now listening to Giami Journey Radio with Monica. Enjoy.
This is Melina, and this is Giami Journey Radio.
This is Willie. Welcome to Giami Journey Radio. I want to give a shout out to Silver Kevin, all my Silver Nation out there. I want to give a shout out to my mom. I want to give a shout out to my dad for raising me and my family for being around me. And I want to give a shout out to the people of my generation that's trying to do something big.
This is Cleveland, and you're listening to Giami Journey Radio.
Peace, Hotep. It's Mansour Hotep, aka Mr. Deity. Mr. Deity, does it sound good? I think it sounds great. Right now, you listening to Giami Journey Radio.
If you're not adding anything to the culture that you claim, you don't deserve to carry his name. This is Brother Hatim coming at you live, and you are now listening to the Giami Journey Radio. Shouts out to the Giami tribe, Giami family. Stand up. Peace. If you're not adding anything to the culture that you claim, you don't deserve to carry his name. This is Brother Hatim coming at you live, and you are now listening to the Gianni Journey Radio. Shouts out to Gianni Tribe, Gianni family. Stand up. And you are now listening to Gianni Journey Radio. Peace. This is Gina. And you are now
you listen to my daddy.
on Gianni
Journey
Radio. Peace.
Peace.
We have had enough. Man, this is Brother Hatim coming at you live. I have not been broadcasting lately. I have had several crazy events, saddening events happen in my life, and trying to make sense out of them. One, of course, is dealing with death, and you know, it's, for most of y'all, it's like it's only a dog, Brother Hatim. But hey, I felt safe with that dog in my house, you know, and I'm dealing with that. And then I'm also dealing with one of my best friends, one of my brothers from another mother, being locked up. Preston Harrison. I just posted the link for the fundraiser. I got to help raise about $45,000 to help get my brother a lawyer so that he can have a fair trial. Now, y'all done heard me mention his product, but I won't do it for legal reasons at this point in time. I don't want to complicate his case. But those that's been tuning in to Gianni Journey, you know that his brand has been a major reason that I'm able to podcast in the way that I do. And what I'm seeing right now is that no matter what angle we approach battling this white inferiority, this inferiority that this system feels towards us, towards others, this hostility that this system and those that perpetuate this system, no matter what you do, you will become an enemy. You put some zeros in the wrong place, you an enemy. You sell the drugs that they bring in, you an enemy. You refuse to fight on a battlefield against people that never did anything to you, you're the enemy. And everything that you do makes you a problem. Now, so one of the things that many of my listeners got to hear and understand, if you are not on the side of justice, right, you are the enemy. If you are not on the side of, if you're not doing anything, see, because right now we are at a point in time in the history of the world where those that are sitting on the sidelines are guilty. If you're sitting on the sidelines, you're not doing anything. And I appreciate those that's sharing the post. I appreciate those that's gathering information and sharing the post. But if you're not working towards ending this system that is unjust, this white, they call it white supremacy. I try to say white inferiority, but for some reason I can't get the words to flow. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's the African lips. They just inferiority. It don't sound right. You know what I'm saying? And it's basically what we're battling. So now, this is the point. You are no longer able to stay on the sidelines. You have to stand up and you have to really, in your way, the best way that you can, you have to pick up your sword and get busy. Because they're coming for us. They're coming for us. They're going to get you for whatever. You know what I'm saying? Especially those that's out really trying to make change. Now, today we had a powerful session, so make sure you check out that podcast. I'm going to get back on schedule, so you're going to get your Freestyle Fridays. You're going to get your folk tales for grown folks. As far as the running, I'm still working on getting the equipment that I need for that. I know y'all say, what equipment you need? I need equipment to stop me from spraining my ankles. That's the equipment that I need for that. But you will start getting your podcast on a regular basis. I have my time to reorient myself, and this takes me to a story that my brother Preston's father told me. He was in the military in the old days, and he said when they went through jungle training, one of the first things that you were instructed to do was to, when you were dropped off in the middle of the jungle, the first thing that you are taught to do is to orient yourself. Know where the north is, the south, the east, and the west. Orient yourself so that you can, once you orient yourself, you are better able to, one, survive, and two, develop the idea of where you want to go. Many of us, when we get caught in this battle, because the major part of the enemy's weapons is confusion. And the last week when I put on the show, I played the song "Confusion Break Bones." The major weapon that they use is confusion, because as long as I can keep you confused, and as long as I can keep you in doubt, right? The longer I could keep you confused, the longer I could keep you in doubt, the easier it is for me to defeat you. Orient yourself. Orient yourself. You know what I'm saying? When you are lost, find a way to orient yourself. North, south, east, and west are symbols for us in the battle that we're fighting. Do you know where the north is? Do you know where you're headed? You know what I'm saying? Do you have an idea? You know what I'm saying? You have to develop the idea where you want to go. Now, the piece for us is victory over this oppressive system. Victory over this. Victory bringing justice into the world. Crushing this white inferiority and chasing these so-called people that are supposed to be protecting us up out of the neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Because the bottom line is this. One of the things that I learned a long time ago in dealing with bullies, that ignoring them does not work. Ignoring a bully does not work. It never has. It never will. Bullies don't go away. Bullies are put in our lives for a certain reason. They put in our lives to bring something out. Yes, I'm saying bullies are put in our lives. I'm saying that the divine see fit to put bullies in your individual life as well as your people's lives. Why? Because these bullies force us to have to go inside and to dig out something that we have forgot that was there, or discover something that we didn't know was there. You see, ignoring a bully, when you ignore a bully, you allow injustice to go. When you just basically ignore the bully and don't take any action to make sure that you are all right, to make sure that you are safe. See, because one of the things that I have learned about bullies, and this has been the same throughout my life, the same results constantly happen. You find out that when you bring it to a bully, that the bully really don't want it. You see, there's three types of individuals in the world. There's those that want to win. There's those that don't like to fight but will fight. And there's those that like to fight. Most of the time, bullies are not those that like to fight. This is why. Because those individuals that like to find other individuals that like to fight so that they can really test themselves. Those individuals that are true warriors, that physical warrior, they are the individuals that want to fight somebody so that they could see how far they could push themselves and really put themselves against some competition. They don't want to bother other people that are not competition for them. You understand what I'm saying? Now, then you have those individuals that just want to win. Now, this is a bully. An individual that just want. Most bullies enter conflicts because they want to win. They don't enter conflicts to fight. They don't enter conflicts with individuals that they know will fight. They only enter conflicts with those individuals that they are convinced that they can win against. But as soon as that oppressed person rises up, or as soon as that oppressed people rise up and demonstrate that there will be consequences for your actions as a bully, that bully leaves them alone. Miraculously, the bully evaporates, right? Now you get subtle mixtures of them, but a majority of the bullies that I have really dealt with in my life, and we can see historically, when you bring the heat, whether you win or lose, see, and that's the piece that we got to get out. That's the piece we got to stop worrying about. See, because we are talking about, as far as Giami, those of you that's on the journey, we're talking about becoming warriors. And a warrior, when you are in a battle, it is no longer about win or lose. You see what I'm saying? Many of us are just thinking about winning. Many of us are thinking about seeing the end. No, the warrior during battle must be present in that moment. Which means, sadly, that some of us, when the balloon goes up, as my elders used to tell me, some of us are not going to make it to the end. You know what I'm saying? When you go up against the bully, he might throw a couple of blows, and those couple of blows might hurt. They might draw some blood. Hell, you might even lose. But the thing that you gain after you enter the battle with the bully, the thing that you gain after you enter that battle with the bully is freedom. Freedom from his or their tyranny. And listen, black community, listen to me. And I have to be very clear. Look, and it can't be put in any simpler terms. We will continue being oppressed as long as we allow for this bully to oppress us. Soon as we start putting up consequences for some of the actions that some of these police officers are doing, soon as we put up actions and consequences for people disrespecting our community, soon as we start putting those consequences out there and are very clear with people about the consequences. As a matter of fact, we don't even have to be clear about the consequences. When individuals and people know that there are consequences for messing with you, they stop. They stop. Either they kill you or they stop. Now, I'm one with Harriet Tubman. You know, I'd rather be buried in the grave than to be a slave. You know what I'm saying? Many of us we have been taught to accept our roles. You know, we've been taught that it's all right to tell your children that they need to be twice as good as white people in order to get a basic job or to be able to do anything. You got to be twice as good. We accepted that. We accept the state of economic depravity of our community. We accept the depravity of our morals and our character, and we allow those that amplify this vision, amplify the idea of the foolishness. We accept that. You know what I'm saying? And because we are doing that, they do it. You see, because in order for people to be oppressed, they have to accept the oppression. Now, this is one thing that history also shows us, right? You can't oppress a people who are willing to die for their freedom. See, when it comes to freedom, when it comes to you changing the world, and it comes to us changing the world, right? We cannot accept anything less than victory or death. It's one of those two extremes. There's no middle road to this. You know what I'm saying? Harriet Tubman didn't go down south and grab the people and run halfway, get tired, and then they just stopped. Because if she did, she would have died. It was either freedom or death. That has been the position and the situation we have been in since we hit the shores of America. Freedom or death. It's very simple. It's very simple. And because we're trying to find a middle ground, you know what I'm saying? We done tried. We done went the way of peace. We done went the way of love. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm saying let's practice the highest form of love. Self-love. You see what I'm saying? It's not okay. It's not okay for them to be shooting our children on the street, because this is the issue, man. I got sons. I got sons, and I got young people that I work with every day that I love, right? That I love. And for one of them to die an unjust death, you know, because it for many of us, it hadn't hit home because the names of the individuals that have passed in this last year, and thank goodness for social media for bringing all these deaths to light. And I know there's many more out there. You know what I'm saying? Those people are far away from most of us. They're like 6 people removed from us. But soon, I'm fearing that it's going to start hitting home real soon. For many of us. For many of us, it's going to start hitting home. And as our ancestors say, you know what I'm saying? When a house in a village catch on fire, you need to help put it out, because if not, your house will be the next one to burn down. We have a fire in the house. They also say when a snake is in the house, there's no need for discussion. We're discussing things that don't need no discussion. They're killing kids. They're killing young people. I don't give a damn if it was the gangsters of the gangster. If you are hired to uphold this thing called justice, right, and you're doing it in an unjust way, and you're breaking the rules, you forfeit your life. Maybe nobody else need to say that. When you take a solemn oath to protect the citizens of this country, and all of us are taxpayers. Some of y'all might be dodging, some of y'all might be cheating on taxes, but we all are taxpayers. When you go to the gas pump, you're paying taxes. When you buy your candy bars and your cigarettes, you're paying taxes. When you go and buy your liquor, you're paying taxes. They have sworn to uphold and protect us. They work for us. Your tax dollars pay for them. And when they violate that oath, that's a solemn oath. Now, let me explain the word solemn. Solemn is sacred. Sacred. It's something of a deep internal value. And when you violate that sacred and solemn oath, you forfeit your life. And speaking of sacred oaths, black men, we have to start making some sacred oaths. Because there's a lot of madness going on out here in our community, dog. A lot of it. And a lot of it is going on because we allow it. Right? Because we got to get our home straight. You know what I'm saying? Many of us come to homes where, you can't even let your kids go out and play. You don't even feel safe letting your kids go out and play. You know what I'm saying? You can't let your kids go out and play like we used to play. When I was young, man, I would leave the house in the morning and come back at night. Except when I was stuck in front of the TV, in front of those 8 channels that we had back in the day. That's how old I am. But anyway, we ain't feel safe letting your children go out and play no more. Why? You know what I'm saying? Because we have not made a solemn oath to do what we are supposed to do. Now, those that don't know, men, we are the protectors of the village. We are the protectors of the city. We are the protectors of the nation. We are the first line of defense for our women and children. The first line of defense. And if the first line of defense has fallen, then we have left our women and our children naked to the aggression of those that don't respect us, don't respect their lives, and will do all types of heinous things to them and with them. So when it comes to taking solemn oaths, we need to take a solemn oath too. And when we violate that solemn oath, we need to pay that price, because in the old days, breaking an oath was something that you just didn't do. But right now, let me ask a question. Actually, let me ask this: what is sacred in our community? What is sacred? You know what I'm saying? Because this the issue. When the people start losing their culture and they lose their spiritual traditions, and the characters start to rose, and the principles that guided that system start to fade away, we lose a sense of sacredness. Because what that sense of sacredness does, it kind of help us orient ourselves. Like I was talking at the beginning, it kind of point us towards where we're supposed to be as a people and where we're supposed to be as an individual. And when that sacredness starts to erode, then we'll start letting anybody do anything, because it's the way of the world. See, because I'm noticing, like, I see a lot of people upset with for a while they've been upset with Jay-Z for wearing I think it was a hoodie. I seen an interview where he was wearing a hoodie that got one of Aleister Crowley's quotes on it that states, "Do as thou wilt." Right? And I'm upset because people are upset because Jay-Z had the audacity to wear that shirt. See, Jay-Z is wearing the shirt, but you're living the actions. You are doing as thou wilt. And in doing as thou wilt, right, it's an individual thing. You done bought into the individualization that America is pushing. And by buying into the individualization, you have allowed your community, and you allow your community to fall away. Because one, we don't have neighbors anymore. You know what I'm saying? We don't live in communities anymore. We live in neighborhoods. We done traded our community for neighborhoods because supposedly we're living better, but now we're locked inside of our houses. Why? Because nothing is sacred. Somebody violate my children, I'm supposed to call the police. Somebody violate my neighborhood, I'm supposed to call the police. Somebody violate my women, I'm supposed to call the police. There's certain things that as men we got to be willing to get up and die for. Because if we don't, we're not men. We're not men. Men are supposed to lay down their life for those sacred truths, for those sacred things. Children and women in our community. I'm going to get on that in a minute. Children and women are sacred things in our community. And when an outsider comes and violates our children, dog, see, it should be a flame, they call it a fire in your belly that's just erupting at this point in time, just thinking about it. They honestly believe that they have the right to come in and assassinate our babies. They have the right. We gave them the right because it's not sacred to us anymore. Our home is not sacred. Our places of worship is not sacred. There was a point in time where a criminal, no matter how heinous his crime was, could run into a church, and before the police ran into the church, they would stop pursuing the criminal when the criminal ran into the church, because the state had no power in that sacred place. The priest would have to walk him out. You would be able to run, no matter what your crime was, you would be able to run up into a sacred place. And even the state will stop. But now, ain't nothing stopping them. There's nothing stopping them at all. You know what I'm saying? And we as men, you know what I'm saying? Until individuals start actually paying the price for what they're doing, because there's a price for it. And either they are paying the price, or we have to pay the price. See, because when you really look at spirituality is about you maintaining a relationship with the higher power, regardless of what you call it. And you have an account in this relationship, in a sense. You have a certain amount of energy, and as an individual and as a group, we have a certain amount of currency with this creator. And we balance out our transactions with the creator by our actions in this life. So when we allow individuals to take from us, right? To take from us by force, to take from us by disrespect, to take from us by violence, and we don't respond, we in a sense deplete our spiritual account. We are neglecting our spiritual relationship with the creator, because the creator gave us these things. The creator give us our children. The creator give us it, although you say you get it through your work, but it comes through the blessing and the okay of our ancestors and our creator. And by letting people violate this, we are violating our relationships. When we go through the places where we live and there's other people making money off of us, that's our spiritual account out of balance. See, because economics play a part in spirituality, beyond you just putting money in the plate at church. By us letting politicians tell us lies or even ignore us, we're violating our spiritual relationship. Every politician needs to address what they're going to do for us. We done sat back long enough. We're violating our spiritual relationships. See, because spirituality is involved in everything. When you extract your spirituality from economics, when you extract your spirituality from your politics, when you extract your spirituality from your law enforcement, when you extract your spirituality from the media, when you extract your spirituality from the education system, when you extract your spirituality from these different parts of life, from war and from entertainment, when we extract the spirituality from there, we're violating the spiritual relationship and in a sense the covenant that we have as an individual and as a group with the creator. And by doing that, we invite more evil to come our way. We invite more suffering to come our way. Unhealthy suffering. Unhealthy suffering. The creator is knocking at our door. Is knocking at the, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You have to, in some form or fashion, we have to respond. We don't have to react. We have to respond. What's the response? See, because some of the stuff we're doing is reaction. But my question is, black men, what is the response? Men in general, men that stand for justice, let's put it that way. What is the response? What is the response? We have to think about these things, man, because the violations that's going on is getting too deep. It's getting too big for any of us, Well, I forgot to let y'all know this.
You are now listening to Giami Journey Radio. This is a Heart of a Symbol production. Where we strive to blow up your old paradigms.
Alright, now, I'm doing a GoFundMe campaign for my brother Preston. And I put up a short talk on what's going on with him. But I feel I need to build on it a little bit more, because this brings me back to what originally inspired me to start recording. It's two things. First off, my kids stay up with me, and we was just watching TV, and they finally fell asleep, and I had time to get to the mic. But the other thing that moved me was I'm thinking about my brother being locked up now. And I know y'all like, well, it's just another black man locked up. But the piece that bothers me the most is that this is not a dope dealer. This is not a pedophile. This is not an armed robber. This is not a credit card scammer. This is not somebody that really has violated any laws. Maybe ever. You know, he might speed a little bit. He might drive fast a little bit, but that describes about 85% of y'all out there. He just had the audacity to start a business. a $1 billion, a potential $1 billion business. And when we stand up and stand up to be men, when you stand up to be men, you're going to get, there's going to be consequences. I had an old white gentleman call me years ago, and it blew my mind, and I talk about this a lot. And he told me that for any of us, it's illegal to be a man in America. There's only one man allowed in America, and his name is Uncle Sam. When you stand up and you're trying to do something, they always going to try to find a way to smack you down. And if they can't get you for something big, something humongous, they're going to try to get you on the small petty stuff. And my brother is going to jail over some small petty stuff, right? They froze up his money for years, you know what I'm saying, and expected him to plead out. You know what I'm saying? But we come from some strong stock, you know what I'm saying? Giammi men, you know what I'm saying? You know, Giammi family. We come from strong stock. He wasn't pleading out. He wasn't taking any of the bargains. He wasn't giving up his recipe for his drink. He wasn't doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? He said he's going to stand. He's going to go to trial. And what they did, they waited him out. They waited him out. They waited for him to be economically at the lowest point in his life before they finally launched the final battle. Then they gave him some public pretenders that basically, I mean, if you read the papers, go and look up Preston Harrison, read the trial. Read the trial. I want you to read how the prosecution brought in all of these witnesses. And the defense never questioned any of them. Is that a trial? I mean, because I understand that the word trial means that, you know, you have two sides that are in competition, that are facing off. You bring in all these witnesses, right? You bring in all these witnesses, and the defense never questions any of them. So the narrative that the jury got was the narrative of the prosecution's creation. Yeah, they made a nice opening statement, the defense, but that opening statement needed to be supported by information given to the jury by the trial that took place. So now you have two black men and one black woman on trial that's being defended, supposedly by public defenders, on a multi-million-dollar lawsuit, and the defense doesn't call up one witness. The defense doesn't question any of the witnesses. And then they are found guilty. As a matter of fact, the defense lawyers were so, in a sense to me, and this is my personal opinion, so damn trifling that they had them feeling that they won because they didn't prove the case. But this is the piece that all of y'all have to understand when you go before a jury. The jury is a group of lay people. The jury is a group of lay people that's put in the courtroom to hear a story. And if you do not give that jury the story, a better story than the people going against you, you will lose every time. And I'm thinking this is something that everybody learns in law school. Hell, I'm not even in law school, and I know that court is about constructing a story so that the jury can see. I know this. I probably could have did a better job defending my brother than these people. This is why I'm doing it for me. It's personal to me now. It's personal to me now. Because now I'm like, damn, I got a brother that possibly could get a piece of a market. That's $1 billion market. That's over $1 billion market. That could get a good chunk of this market, sitting right now with a recipe. Right now, sitting down with a recipe that not only could save his family, but could save millions of families along with him. Not just because of the financial piece, but the formula that they have, right? Is a life-changing formula. You know what I'm saying? It's a healthy alternative to the bullshit that most of us are drinking, right? And they in jail. You know, and you know, I'm not a big conspiracy thinker, but I do know for a fact that there is a collective that are against any progress in our community. I'm talking the black community. We got somebody in the black community that is not willing to compromise. He wouldn't compromise and put sugar in his drink because he knew what sugar was doing to our people. He wouldn't compromise and give up the recipe when individuals that's invested in the company before it hit the 5-year mark was expecting automatic returns. He wouldn't give up the recipe. So now he doing time. So I'm calling on the people that listen to me. Like I said, if I get 45,000 of y'all give me $1 a piece, I'm gonna get him the best lawyer I can. If I can get 9,000 of y'all to give me $5 a piece, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give him the best lawyer I can. If I get 6,000 of y'all to give me $9 a piece, I'm gonna give him the best lawyer I can. You know, because the point I'm saying is that his story deserves to be told. And being somebody that was raised up on the American mythos, the land of truth, justice, and equality, or whatever. I mean, the mythology of America. You know, I saw justice run amok. Not only with the shootings that's going on in the street, justice has been running amok my whole life. I'm just becoming more and more conscious of it as I get older, and I'm getting more and more irritated by it. You know, I mean, because, you know, I lament the fact that, you know, if we had a community, there's a good chance that this couldn't happen. You know, and what's crazy is that in each one of your cities right now, there's a small business person in your city right now that may look just like you, that right now is being harassed by the IRS, that's being harassed by the FBI. You know why? Because a lot of them are bold enough to stand up and say, I don't ever want to work for y'all again. And I have an idea. I have $1 billion idea. Oh, no, no $1 billion ideas coming out of the community. The only way you're going to make $1 billion is if you're making music like Dr. Dre. Oh, no. You got to, you got to be focused on us and rising up in our piece like Jay-Z. You know, there's no $1 billion ideas coming out the black community. No, you don't do that. You ain't supposed to do that. We're not supposed to think beyond our hood. We're not supposed to think beyond our rims and our cars. Bitches and hoes. We're not supposed to think beyond that. We're not supposed to think beyond the thug. You know what I'm saying? We're not supposed to think beyond this. But many of us is waking up. Many of us have been woke a long time, waiting for those ideas. Building up the courage. You know? Building up that courage. You know, I'm just so irritated by that. So those of you that's out there, please, if you could, you know, if you got extra $5, go on, throw $5 towards that. You know, I got other fundraisers, I got books, I got all that stuff. But right now, for me, this takes precedent. I know summer camp is coming up. I know the camping trip is coming up, but I have faith that the Creator will assist with that. But many of you out there already know, so some of y'all probably have already made some donations, because y'all know the money goes straight to where it's supposed to go. You know, because I live by my reputation. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not out to do nothing stupid to damage my reputation. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe that your word should mean something. Even though this society has taught me that your word don't need to mean nothing. It don't mean nothing if it ain't written down. But I'm want to tell you that I stand by my word. As my brothers, as the 5%ers say, my word is my bond. You know. So like I said, I'm moving to trying to raise this money to help my brother. You know. And also help other people out there. You know, that's because that's what the journey's about, right? So, yo, this is Brother Hatim, and it was good talking to you. It felt good. This is good therapy. Any comments or questions, feel free to hit me up. You know what I'm saying? I posted up the GoFundMe. It's GoFundMe.com/Preston16. You go in and you can make your donations there. You also could hit me up for those that want to support one of the December's, because this is the crazy thing. This year we trying to break the bank. We're trying to take about 30. Now I think the young boy, I think Royalty is trying to take about 30 young men December this year. So we really gonna need y'all support. We're working hard. You know, we meeting. We just had a great meeting today. For those that missed that podcast, is a warrior training 418. Yes, 418, because this is 419 now. We had a great session today. Was led by Brother Prophet, and he did an excellent job. Good job, bro. Sister Tracy got up and did the Vedic math, and I got to make it through the preface and the introduction of the Warrior's Handbook for Life Journey. You know, so go and tune in and let us know what you think. Post up some of your comments. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter, Google Plus, all that. This is Brother Hatim. Blowing up your old paradigms. Plus, I pushed the wrong button, but here you go.
You are now listening to Giami Journey Radio. This is a Heart of a Symbol production. Where we strive to blow up your old paradigms.
Peace, this is Brother Hatim, and you have joined us on Giami Journey Radio. Be sure to check out our site and subscribe at tribe.giamijourney.com.
All my brothers and sisters.